Good afternoon, everyone. Let us wait for few more minutes. Let the people join this webinar. Hi, Debab. Good afternoon. Hi, Vishal. Good afternoon. Let us wait for few more minutes. Let the people join this webinar. Hi, Varun. Good afternoon. Hi, Bijendra. Let the people join this webinar so we can just begin our webinar shortly. Okay, I can see if am I audible to you guys? Can someone write in the chat that am I audible or not? Hi, Karthik. Hi, Ali. Can someone write in chat that am I audible or not? If my voice is clear to you guys. Okay, I can see 29 people have joined this webinar. Hi, thank you so much, Prajana. Thank you, Deva. Okay, so very good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aditya Kumar and I'm part of the digital business team at SBI Securities. So I'd like to welcome you on today's webinar. As you can see, the topic of today's webinar is म्यूचुअल फंड्स तो सही है बट अपने किया SSL ऐप के साथ तो basically, I will be talking about how you can invest well in our mutual fund with SBS Securities app and how you can use and see various other sections that are there in our app. So before just starting this with this webinar, I just want to have a brief info about the scams that are recently happening with the peoples and with our clients too. So there have been people or groups which are messaging our clients or any of the peoples by impersonating our name or any and acting as our individual of SBS Securities and writing to you like as a from a client side facing that you can just share your personal details and etc. They are asking for this, so just be aware of such type of scams and people because we as SBS Securities or any of the representative of us won't be asking for any of the details. Let it be your personal details, let it be your any of the informations which are personal to you. We won't be asking you over any of the WhatsApp channel or let it be over any other areas. So please be aware of such type of scam because it's happening a lot in these days. So I just wanted to just have a brief on this. So let's start with hi Popat, hi Kiran. Okay, so let's start with our webinar. So let me just switch on the screen. So as you can see, I've just logged into my app. So once you log into our app, so you can just see this is the screen that you will be landing on. So uh, if you have recently opened an account with us or you have been a client of ours from couple of months or couple of days, you can see. So if you are interested in just as you can see, this webinar is about the mutual funds only. So if you are interested in how you can invest in mutual funds and what it is exactly, so I just want to just give a brief intro of mutual funds because there might be some people who have joined seminar who might not be knowing about what is exactly mutual funds and why I should the one who should be start investing if I'm at certain age of my life. So you can just in brief as you might be hearing this thing or line this a lot in recent days on market if you are exploring the market. So which is basically a pool, the mutual fund, which is a pool of money from which is being taken from many investors just like you and me, and which is after that pool of money is being managed by a professional fund manager who then invests in different assets like let it be stocks, bonds, or any other things which are assets. And so basically the whenever you are investing in mutual fund so it's not about ki you are just picking up a stock or any of those assets and just keeping that money in that. It's not a way to just help you to invest in a single thing, but your money is divided into multiple areas. Let it be in the stocks, let it be in the bonds, or any other assets. So it really helps to just fight with the market volatility because there have been things when the things might not go in your way, or there might be situations when the market is not good, but still you want to have your money making in the long term, then mutual fund is the best option. Because there might be times when market is not even enough performing, because there might be some crashes that might happen in future, or there might be some quarter results that is not happening as per your way, or any of the sectors that you're watching. So mutual fund is the best way to just keep your money growing with the market, even though it doesn't just follow what the market is, if you are invested in long term. So let's start with this. So in the app, if you have just you might have gone through our app once. So I will just tell you how you can just go through the mutual fund section. So there are one to two ways you can just say. So this is the first screen that you will be seeing on our app. So once you click on explore section on the downwards side, you will be seeing this four options, which is the explore stocks, FNO, mutual fund. So here you can just access the mutual fund section of ours. So this is the easiest way you can just do that. Or else you will be seeing another option in the invest section, on which is the on the top of the page. You can see there are popular products on our app, that is the IPO, mutual fund, NPS. So this is how you can access our mutual fund page. So once you go through this page, you will be seeing the multiple things and features related to top performing most borders. I will just break down this even further. So let's first cover the top performing schemes. So there might be a situation with you that you want to invest in mutual fund, but still you are not able to decide which one I should be picking up. So this is the way. This is the best thing that you can do right now. Or if you don't want to make enough decisions, or don't want to just research a lot in the market, which is the best or best performing funds, you can just simply go to this page of ours. You can just simply go to the section top performing schemes. Then you will see all those schemes that are performing well in the market as per the 3 years return. So you can see the first fund that I'm clicking on is the Bandhan Small Cap Fund, which is the regular plan. So you can just see how much returns this fund has given in the first year, 3 year, 5 years, and the max 10 years return, or any other. So you can see how much returns this fund has been giving from the start of the from whenever this fund has started. This happens with all of these funds. So you can just explore this, and based on the CAGR, which is the compounded annual growth rate of month on month, or you can just say year on year growth that you will be getting, or on the amount that you will be investing. Let it be a one-time investment, which is the lump sum part, or let it be your SIP. So this shows how much your money will be grown in the next 5 years, or you can say this is the historical returns. So I'm not saying that your fund will your the money that you will be investing today will be grown to 25% in the next 5 years. This is the historical return that this fund has given. So you can just have a guess, or you can just predict on how the if I invest certain amount, let's say 10,000 rupees, I do a lump sum in this fund, then how much this fund can give. It just give you a brief intro on how which fund is you can just choose from. So in today's market, you might have a question in your mind, like, see, I have a certain money in my account, but I don't know which fund you should be choosing, or you don't know about which fund which is the best one I should be picking up. I'm not saying just simply go to the top performing schemes and just invest blindly. So there are certain parameters that you should be seeing. First, there might be guys who want to invest in for short term, like 1 to 2 years they want to invest in. Or there might be persons who have joined this webinar who have a someone is writing which is the ethical fund. That's what I'm just saying, because there should be some 2 to 3 point that you should be keeping in mind before start investing. So first one is the goal. What is your goal of investing? So as I have told you, there are funds that is for short term duration, which is the I will be just briefing you further, which is the short term funds. You can just go through that. And there's might be someone who just want to invest for long term purpose, let it be for the retirement, or want to just create a wealth in the next 10 to 15 years. Then this is the goals of them. So then you can just invest through that. Second point can be your risk level, because there are, as you know, there are two to three types of funds, which is the first equity funds, debt funds, and hybrid funds. So, talking about equity funds, so in equity funds lets you invest in shares of the companies. So, and the goal of the equity funds is to grow your money faster by investing in businesses that can increase in value. So, the returns that you can expect might be in high potential, but especially in long-term case, because prices can go up and down in the short term. So, for example, if you invest in a fund like companies like if let's say if a fund invest in companies like Infosys, Reliance, or TCS, then so when these companies grow, your investment also grow. So this is what equity funds actually mean. And talking about the debt funds, which is the second type of fund that you must be knowing about, which is the which helps you to invest in loans or fixed income instruments like government's bond, or it can be corporate debt. So the goal of this fund is to provide you with a stable and regular income at which is at a lower risk. So the returns are not are high as equity funds, but it's more predictable, you can say, or is just a safer option than what equity funds is, because there can be funds which are at a very high risk, and which there can be funds which is at very low risk. So there can be multiple funds you can have to go through. So, if you like stability, so then you can go for debt funds, or if you are okay with market ups and downs, or want a higher long term growth, then my recommendation, not a recommendation, but I am saying that you can just go for equity funds. Or if you want a balance of both, then you can just go for the hybrid funds, which is the mix of both. So after that, the main thing that you should be seeing, that the performance that it has given the 3 to 5 years. So to know that, I have already told you that you can just simply go to any of the funds. You can just see, which is, let's say I will just see the Motilal Oswal Mid Cap Fund. So if you go through this, I will just covering what all things that are there in this, because you will be seeing multiple things. So let me just explain you this, because a lot of you might be confusing about if you are just starting our journey of mutual fund trust. So once you click on mutual fund or any of the schemes, then you will be seeing a multiple things about this fund, which is the fund information. I will just tell you what are these are. So you can see Motilal Oswal and rupees 101 is written. So what it is actually, you might be know why. If what is the if what type of value is this, or what is NAV updated as on 24th November. So, NAV is basically the net asset value. So, this is the price of 1 unit of the mutual fund. So, think of it like the MRP of one share of the fund. So, NAV changes every day because the value of the stocks and the bonds inside the funds keep going up and down. Then we have CRISIL rating. So rating is basically a credit rating agency that rates a mutual fund. So they give stars based on the fund performance and risk level. So the more stars you have, the lower risk and better the consistency of the fund is. So as you can see, it has a bit lower star than compared to other funds. So if I go through other funds like, let it be Invesco India Mid Cap Fund, so you can see it's a 5-star fund, and the same thing I have just compared with Motila is the 2-star fund. So there are various fund of different agency, you can say. So this is the one of the funds that you can invest in. So it has a 5-star rating. So as I've told you, more risk is the more stars you got to see in a fund is the lower risk and a better consistency of that fund that will be able to give you in the long term. So it's just like a report card of the fund. So talking about the past performance, so you can get a brief overview of how this fund has been performing, how much it has returns it has gave. I already told you how much return this fund has given 1 year, 3 year, 5 years. You can just see the CAGR. Then after that we have fund information. So you can, if you are the one who wants to invest a large amount, so you might be curious about, if see, let's say I'm a person who wants to invest a 1 lakh rupees in a fund, or I have a just want to invest in any of the funds of my choice. And you might be want to know which person or which fund manager is managing my money. So you can just see the information of his. So here you can see the fund manager name. So the type of fund it is. So basically the holdings of fund, how much your fund is being divided into. And after that, in the asset allocation you can see how much the fund is being divided, how basically your money is divided into three part that I've told you, in not in a single basket, which is the equity, debt, and others. So you can see 99.443% of the money will be in equity, and the rest 0.5% will be in debt. So after that, if you scroll down a bit, you will be seeing different sectors that this fund has been performing. So there might be persons like you who want to invest in certain sectors. Then you can just see which fund you can choose from and see which all sectors this your money is being grown. So you can see 10% of your investments will be going to hospital sectors, not a specific stock. I say, it's a specific sector that your money will be invested in. Other 7.81% will be in residential, commercial product, and so on. You can see the breakup in detail if you really want to go through in detail. After that, you can see how your money invested in which all companies. Then you can see 5.59% of your money in this fund that you're going to invest out of 1 lakh will be invested in AU Small Finance Bank. Then after that in Swiggy, then Federal Bank. So there are multiple companies this fund has been investing in. So you can see the breakup of this. So this is what I wanted to just have a brief overview of how you can just pick up any of the funds from this. So as in this webinar, I wanted to just have a quick check on how you can just explore different sections. So I will just explain you that. So this is what I already talked about: top performing schemes and features that we have in our app. After that, you can see calculate the future value of a SIP investment. So it is a very interesting feature that we have in our app. So this is the investment calculator, as you can also see on the screen. It just helps you to just make a more informed decision making about how much money you will be making in future, just by just seeing and calculating how much returns you are expecting from that fund, or how much money you want to invest in, and for how many years. So let's say I wanted to do a lump sum. Let's say I just told you that I want to invest 1 lakh rupees from today onwards in this fund. So for the next, I just want to keep that money invested in this fund. Let's say for next 5 years, I say, okay. And the expected return that the I expect the fund to give is like, let's say, 18%, say, or any other investment. So like I just predict in my mind that if the fund is giving me 18% return every year per annum, so and I want to stay invested for next 5 years, so the invest what will be my investment amount? So the investment amount as on today, you have invested 1 lakh, and after 5 years, the estimated returns you can expect from that fund, if the fund has consistently gave you 18.4% return every year, so it will become 1.33 lakh. So the total value, which is the portfolio value of yours, if you have only invested in mutual fund, will be around 2.33 lakh. So 1.33 lakh you will be making if you just keep that money in mutual fund. So this is how you can just see how much money you will be making if you just stay invested in the mutual fund for long term. Because just keeping money idle in the bank account and any of the areas, it won't be. I did not say, I'm just not contradicting any of the points, but I'm just saying why the best option is to just keep your money invest in mutual fund, just not rather than not just touching that money if you not want to touch that money for next let's say 3 to 5 years. So or and also you want a good return on that, and want to just, let's say, uh, if you have you there might be persons like, yeah, I just want to just keep that money for next 1 to 2 years, then I will want to just redeem all my money. So we can also check that. So let's say you want to invest 1 lakh rupees and you will stay invested for 2 years. and the expected return that you might expect from the fund is around 20%. So this is how you can see. So you will be making, after 2 years of investment from today onwards, you will be making around 44,000, which is the estimated prices, obviously. So the total value of a portfolio will be around 1.44 lakh. And same thing goes with SIP also. Let's say you have some funds available with you, but you don't want to invest directly into the market. You are just not very sure about how the market is performing. So you can just simply keep uh, some money invested every month. So let's say if most of you might be a salary employee, or someone who has a business of their own, or someone who might be a student also. So they might not have a sufficient fund to invest in. They can just start with 500. So they can just see, let's say I will just take three scenarios. If you invest every time, every month you invest 500 rupees in this mutual fund, not in a specific mutual fund, I'm just predicting how much returns I'm expecting from that fund. So if you keep on investing 500 rupees every month till the period of next, let's say 10 years, I say 10 years, I if I consistently, so this is a discipline thing, this is not a one time activity, this is discipline thing that you must ensure that every time I get a chance to invest, I just keep a small amount and do SIP every month. So let's take an example of this. So if someone who are college students who might not want to invest a large amount of money, or just want to just keep a small saving from what the money they are getting right now into mutual fund. So let's say you investing 500 rupees every month, and the expected return you are predicting is let's say 18% or anything. So let's say 18% you are predicting every year, your returns that you will be getting from this fund. So if you stay invested, so by this we can just say that if you just stay invested for next 10 years and keep on doing a 500 SIP every month, so after 10 years of time, the invested value that you will be predicting can be, it will be 60,000 with the money that you have invested in, and the estimated returns that you will be getting from that fund, if the fund has a good performance and is consistently giving you around 17.7% that I took in this calculator. So after that you can just earn around 1.5 lakh by just keep on investing a 500 amount in the mutual funds. So this is the power of compounding, you can just say, because the returns that you will be getting will not be on the investment amount. Let's say you have some 10,000 rupees available with you, so just you invest in one time. Or you can say you just do a lump sum of that. So after 1 year, the fund has given you around, let's say, 10% of the return on that fund. So the total value have become around 11,000, you can say. Because the 10,000, you can just do the math. 10% of 10,000 is the 1,000 rupees. So it had the so your eventual value of your investment becomes 11,000. So the after that, the whatever returns that you will be getting on will not be in the initial investment amount, which is the 10,000. It will be on the 11,000, which on which you got the last year returns that you got on. So this is how power compounding works. So you can, I'm not going in detail, but I'm just trying to explain you how investment thing has been working if you expect any of the returns. After that, you can just I just want to conclude with this thing. So how much money you can expect? So this is what the total value you can expect after investing month on month 500 rupees in this mutual fund for the next 10 years, and the expected return you are predicting is 17.7%. So 5 lakh your money will be grown. So if the same amount, if I increase, let's say, to 5,000, you can just see how much money I have invested in this fund for the next 10 years, and how much estimated returns it has given to me. So you can see after 10 years of time, my money has the invested amount that I have done. After, if I do a monthly SIP of 5,000, your invested amount has grown up to 6 lakh, but the returns that you can estimate if the fund has consistently giving you, let's say 15%, let's say, I just say not going a too much high, let's say 15% every year it is getting giving you, then the estimated returns you can expect from that fund is 7.93. So the total value of your portfolio, the investment value and your estimated returns that you can expect will be 13.9 LPA. So which is a great amount, you can just say. So I'm just not any claiming or recommending anything. I'm just going in just a layman language and try to explain you how much your investment can become after 10 years or 15 years. So this is what 10 years expected time I just chose. After that, I'll just want to conclude by just informing you two to three things more. So after that, we have most bought with us section. So these schemes are basically are those which are on which our clients are being betting on. Or you can just say these are the schemes that are bought on SBI Securities on the last trading day. So there might be people who are curious about which what others people are investing in or what other people are looking at. So this is they can just go through this list and just see how much how people are reacting or how people are doing in the market, which all funds they are looking at as in SBI Securities app. So you can just see what all trading behavior or let's say which all schemes they are looking at. So if you are curious about what other people are doing, then you can just simply go through this list. Then I have already told you about different categories that you can look at. So there are tons of other categories like large cap index fund, small cap index fund, short duration. So each fund has a different meaning and name. I won't be going in detail in each of these, so you can just explore any of the funds. Then we have large cap fund, then we have SIF fund. So you can just go through that because so let's say I have a large cap fund. So large cap are basically you can just say these funds invest in big and established companies like let's say Infosys, you can say SDFC or Reliance. So you can just go through the schemes that it has. It has schemes like Nippon India Large Cap, ICICI Prudential, DSP, Invesco. So there are multiple options in the market. I just wanted to say so. Based on your goals, based on the performance of the fund, based on the rating that Crystal has given it, and the most important thing, how much duration you want to invest in that fund. So by seeing all of these, you can just make a informed decision on what type of fund you can invest in. So this is all from my side. I hope you got a gist of which all things I can explore for mutual funds in an app and which all things I should you should be looking at initially if you are starting a very new if you're very new to this thing, or yeah, there might be person who are very much experienced and might be knowing this thing a lot, but they can just got a bit of gist of which all things they can look at in our app. So thank you so much for joining. So there might be questions that you guys might be having in mind. So the best option I can just tell you that to you can just go through your profile section. You can see on the top of the screen. So if you just scroll down a bit, you can just see a help us support option at the bottom of the screen. So here you can just tap on contact us. So there's by clicking on this, you will be getting a designated VRM name. So once you have opened an account, a VRM is being assigned to you, and with the name and the call number that it has given. So if you have any doubt related to this, let us say any of the things in the app or any of the investments that you want to do, you can just feel free to call them and ask any of your doubts that you have. Okay, so thank you so much. This is all from my side. I hope you got a gist of how different things are there in the app. Thank you so much, everyone.